Yo, what up guys, this is your boy Jounouchi here, and today, as you guys can see, we're finally going to be doing Joey Wheeler. We already did Yugi, we already did Kaiba, now we're going to do Joey Wheeler here, or Jounouchi Katsuya, which is a pretty badass name, I really like that. But yeah, today, as you guys can see in the title, we're going to be doing Joey Wheeler Turbo deck, which is the most, I built this deck to be arguably the most aggressive and the fastest way possible to build his deck. Because I know it's DM, so it's not that fast, but it is the most aggressive way to build this deck. It's less focused on chance cards like Graceful Dice, Skull Dice, and other chance-related cards. I think there's one or two chance cards, but those are the really good ones. But yeah, so this should be, hopefully, the best version of this deck. The strongest, most powerful version of the deck. The best way to show off Joey's deck. Hopefully. But yeah, you guys can try it out and see how it goes. Anyway, start off the deck. We got Gilford the Lightning right here. Pretty awesome card. I really love that card a lot. We got Jinzo. We got the Fiend Megacyber. Like I said, for the DM decks and stuff, I usually have a 5 to 6 card limit on high leveled monsters. It's better not to have 5 or less. 6 if you're really pushing it. But yeah. So far it's 3 high-leveled monsters. We got Copycat. This is the anime effect. It's a level 5 monster, but you don't. It's basically just a spell card. You could just copy literally any card that has been used in the duel so far. So it could be a monster, or it could be a spell or trap card that's been used during the duel. During the duel. So yeah, really powerful card. It's anime effect. Definitely use it. You can use normal effect if you want, and it's a level 1. So there you go. So I don't count that as a high level monster because that's pretty much just literally a copycat. You don't summon it really like that. We got Red Eyes Black Dragon, very obvious, and Flame Swordsman. This is the real, normal monster version that's in the anime, not the fusion version. This is a level 5 monster. Should have made this a level 4. I don't know why they bothered making this a level 5 in the first place. It was a really dumb decision. It just made no sense really. And then the Blue Flame Swordsman, he's a level 4, so maybe I'll put this here because the light is like shining too much on that side. We got Alligator Sword. We got Axe Raider. We got Baby Dragon. Gearfried, the Iron Knight. We got the new support that came out in the Duelist Pack, which is Gearfried Red Eyes Iron Knight. They should have just called it Red Eyes Gearfried, the Iron Knight, but whatever. And it's still good. Its effect reads, for people who don't know, once per turn, if either player equips an equipped spell card, an equipped card, or cards to this card, you can destroy those equipped cards to destroy one spell trap card your opponent controls. So it gets rid of them to pop up back row. Once per turn, you can send one equipped card you control that is equipped to this card to the graveyard, then target a level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster in your graveyard and special summon. So obviously Joey doesn't have a bunch of Red Eyes monsters because he doesn't have a Red Eyes deck, but you could summon Red Eyes Black Dragon with that card. So that's why that's there. We got the Blue Flame Swordsman, really cool card, I really like it. This is good too because I think you could target one fire, when this card, you can banish this card from the graveyard to target a Fire Warrior monster in your graveyard, special summon it, so you banish it to summon the original Flame Swordsman from the graveyard, which is pretty cool. Next we got Rocket Warrior, Goblin Attack Force, Little-Winguard, Exiled Force, Marauding Captain, Time Wizard, and we got the 2 rituals that were used in Season 4, which is a Paladin of Dark Dragon. Pretty cool card. It basically allows you to tribute it off to summon a Red Eyes monster from your hand or deck. So obviously that will be Red Eyes Black Dragon. And then finally we got Lord of the Red. Very powerful card. Very powerful card. I love the artwork on this card. It's really cool. Its effect reads, once per turn during either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated, except Lord of the Red, you could target one card on the field, target one monster on the field and destroy. And then the second effect is the same thing. It triggers the same way, but it destroys a spell or trap. So if you could destroy a monster or a spell trap if anything is activated, pretty much, more or less, right? Yeah, when a card or effect is activated. So yeah, pretty powerful. Really cool card. I will get into the side deck later and what you can replace this with, but I'll get into that later. Next, we have the spell cards. We got Polymerization. We got Premature Burial. We got the anime card Burning Soul Sword. Its effect reads: once per turn, you contribute one monster to have the equipped monster gain attack equal to the attack of the attributed monster. So yeah, this is pretty cool. This could really come in handy. You could, in case if you're in a tough spot battling a high-powered monster, if you have, you know, 2 monsters on the field, equip this to one of them, tribute the other one, and give those attack points to that monster. And it's permanent too. It doesn't go away at the end of the turn. It keeps it permanently, which is fantastic. And it's once per turn, so you could keep doing that each turn, continuously keep getting stronger. So you could. I've done that before, and man, it's insane. You could just keep doing crazy stuff. Another anime card, quick play spell card, Hyper Refresh. Activate only when your opponent declares a direct attack and the combined attack of your opponent's monsters face-up attack position monsters are higher than your life points. Double your life points before damage calculation. So it's similar to, what was it, the trap card, what's it called? Nutrient Z. It's kind of similar to that, but better because it's a quick play. Well, not really, because you can only activate it when your opponent declares it. So it's still during your opponent's turn. But yeah, so if the combined attack of your opponent's monsters are higher than your life points are doubled. So that's interesting. If your opponent tries to OTK you and you have 4,000 life points, essentially you'll be 8,000 life points before that attack goes through. So interesting. I like it, not bad. We got Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed. We don't need to explain that. We got Giant Trunade as well. I don't need to explain that either. We got anime card, Energy Drain. This card is pretty. It's so simple, but it's so good, obviously, because it's DM. Target a face-up monster your opponent controls. Draw one card. That monster's attack becomes 0. Simple, straight to the point. You get a free draw, and you drain the attack points of an opponent's monster. So you could get over Blue Eyes or like any high-leveled monster that can be targeted with this card, and just draw a free card. Like, it's just, you just draw a free card and drain something. That's so freaking. So good. Another anime card. We got Roll of Fate. This is the second. This is one of the 2 cards that are chancy in this deck, I believe. Its effect reads: roll a 6-sided die, draw cards equal to the number of the roll, and then discard cards from the top of your deck equal to the roll that you got. So if you roll a 6, you draw 6, and then you mill 6 from the top of your deck. So, and it's so good. It's basically just literally a free draw. Even if you only get a 1, you still get to draw 1 card, and you only mill 1 card from your deck. But if you draw 6, just drawing 6 cards from your deck, yeah, you mill the top 6, but at that point you might get everything you need anyway to just win right there. So really fantastic card. I love that card. It's just amazing, honestly. Then we got Roulette Spider. This is the other chance card, but it's not that bad. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, roll a 6-sided die. If you roll a 1, half your life points. If you roll a 2, make that attack a direct attack. If you roll a 3, choose one monster you control, change the attack target to it, and perform damage calculation. If it's a 4, choose another monster your opponent controls, change the attack target to it, and perform calculation. If it's a 5, negate the attack, and if you do inflict damage equal to the monster's attack. If it's a 6, destroy the opponent's monster. So if you get a 3 or more, yeah, 1, 2, 3. No, if you get a 4 or more, it's pretty much minusing your opponent. If you get a 3, it's not that bad because all it does is redirect the attack to another monster you control. So that's not the worst thing in the world. So really, if you get a 1 or 2, that's the bad thing, because you'll either half your life points or you can choose to make it a direct attack. But still, like, even the downsides of it is not that bad, except the 1. The 1 is pretty bad, but you only have a 1 in 6 chance of getting that anyway, so it doesn't matter. But every other effect is good for the most part, or decent. Decent to really good. So that's why I have that. It's a quick play. It's good. Then we got Red Eyes Fusion. I know you guys are questioning this here, but hear me out. This came out in the Duelist Pack. There were a couple Red Eyes cards that came out in that pack. Some of them were for Joey, and some of them were for Atticus, who used the Red Eyes deck in GX. And Atticus doesn't have any fusions in GX, so only Joey does. And they created a new fusion for Joey in that set as well. So that's why this is in here. And this is pretty much more or less just used to summon that fusion. So that's why. So Red Eyes Fusion is in here. Really cool. We got the Claw of Hermos. I had to add that card because you could fuse with Rocket Warrior, Time Wizard. What else? Red Eyes Black Dragon, and yeah, I think that's it, right? Yeah, and Red Eyes Black Dragon. So he's cool. He makes cards like Time Wizard and Rocket Warrior a little more useful. But yeah, so Claw of Hermos, I had to add that. That's one of his most powerful cards, in my opinion, obviously. Then we got the Ritual spell cards. We got Dark Dragon Ritual, that's for Paladin of Dark Dragons. And then we got Red Eyes Transmigration, that's for Lord of the Red. They gave these some secondary effects, which were pretty cool. Red Eyes Transmigration. No, wait, actually, this doesn't have a secondary effect, Red Eyes Transmigration. But essentially, what's cool is you could tribute monsters from your hand or field, or banish Red Eyes monsters from your graveyard, whose total levels equal 8 or more. So that's pretty cool. You don't even have to have monsters on the field. You could have Red Eyes in the graveyard and still use this card by banishing it, and that's good. So you could do some niche combos with this. You could fuse this with Red Eyes, summon Red Eyes Black Dragon Sword, then use this to banish Red Eyes with another monster from the graveyard to summon Lord of the Red, then equipped Red Eyes Black Dragon Sword to Lord of the Red, and yeah, so whew. And then Lord of the Red's effect activates because a card or effect was activated. You get to pop a spell, a monster, spell, or trap. So yeah, really cool combo right there with that. Then we also got the secondary effect of Dark Dragon Ritual, which is during your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Add a Red Eye spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. So you could add Red Eyes Transmigration or Red Eyes Fusion to your hand. And I believe those are the only Red Eyes cards that you can add, along with the trap card, which we'll get into. But yeah, those are the spell cards. I'll put that there. Alright, for trap cards, I added Joey's most aggressive trap cards, the ones that were the best, not the chancy ones, because I wanted this deck to really go off and prove that it's actually strong enough to hold its own against Kaiba or Yugi. So I added his best cards. Bam, we got Bottomless Trap Hole right here. We got another Trap Hole of Spikes. It's also a pretty good card. Not better, not that amazing, but still good. When an opponent's monster that is normal special summoned this turn declares an attack, destroy the attacking monster, and if you do, inflict damage equal to the half of the original monster's attack. So it's still good. It's only for a monster that was summoned that turn. So, you know, just keep that in mind. That can be easy to forget. Anime card, take one chance. Select one random card in your graveyard. If it's a monster card, special summon it, ignoring its summoning conditions. That's important. If it's a spell or trap card, activate it immediately, ignoring its activation conditions. So literally, it's a free. I mean, it's a chance card, obviously, because you're picking at random. But whatever you do pick, you can activate or summon without ignoring all conditions. It doesn't matter. So you could literally summon Lord of the Red if it's in the graveyard, if you happen to pick it. And it doesn't matter if you properly ritual summoned it or not, because it ignores all summoning conditions. So you could literally summon whatever or activate whatever from the graveyard. So, and it's chancy, you know, you don't know what you're gonna get, but it could be useful. You never know. We got Nutrient Z. We got Grave Robber, the anime effect. Its anime effect is during your main phase, you can activate this card from your hand. Select one card from your opponent's graveyard and apply the effect. If it's a monster, special summon to your field, ignoring the summoning conditions as well. And if it's a spell trap card, activate it on your side of the field, ignoring the activation requirements. So pretty much kind of the same thing as this, only except you actually get to choose what you pick, and it's not at random, and it's from your opponent's graveyard. Really cool, really awesome. I had to add that because it was so good. Then we got Red Eyes Fang with Chain. I ordered it in the mail, but I still haven't gotten it. This is one of the new support cards that came out in the Duelist Pack for the Legendary Duelist Pack. Target one Red Eyes monster you control, equip this card to it. It can make 2 attacks during each battle phase. You can send this equipped card to the graveyard. Target an effect monster on the field. Equip that monster to the monster this card was equipped to, and if you do, while the monster is equipped to it by this effect, its attack and defense become equal to the original attack and defense of the equipped monster. So it took me a while to understand what this effect really meant, but essentially you could, if this card is equipped to Lord of the Red, well, no, not Lord of the Red because he's not red. If it's equipped to, let's go here, Red Eyes Black Dragon, you could send this equipped card, send it to the graveyard, target an opponent's monster that they control, equip it to your Red Eyes monster. You know, let's say this was on his field, you equipped it to your Red Eyes monster, and then your Red Eyes monster would become the same attack as the monster that was equipped to it. So if your opponent has Blue Eyes, you could steal his Blue Eyes, equip it to Red Eyes, and then it pretty much takes Blue Eyes' attack and defense, so he'll be 3,000 attack points. So that's pretty much how it works. It's pretty interesting, honestly. It's pretty cool. I kind of like it. It's a unique type of effect. So you could really use this to steal an opponent's monster. It's kind of like Silent Honor Arc Knight. Take something from the field. You could take your own other monsters too. It doesn't have to be your opponent. But obviously, if you take your opponent, equip it, and then it'll take its attack. So you could take their strongest monster, and then bam, your Red Eyes will become whatever the attack points of the strongest monster are. But yeah, so really cool stuff. I kind of like that. So I definitely want to try that out. Haven't tested this deck out yet, but I know it's good. I know it's good. Yeah. So anyway, the extra deck, it's pretty simple and straightforward. We got Thousand Dragon, Red Eyes Fusion is in there, Polymerization is in there, Time Wizard, Baby Dragon, they're in there. Everything that you need for the extra deck is in the deck already, in the main deck. We got Alligator Sword Dragon, we got Time Magic Hammer, which is fused with the Timaeus and Time Wizard. We got Rocket Hermos Cannon, which you fuse with Rocket Warrior, obviously, and Hermos. And then we got Red Eyes Black Dragon Sword, really cool card. I love the art on that. Gives the crit monster 1,000 attack, and you gain 500 for each dragon in the graveyards. So yeah. Then we got Black Skull Dragon. Obviously, you can't really summon this in this deck, but if you're facing Yugi's deck and he's using Summon Skull, you can Monster Reborn it, Copycat it, bring it to your field, fuse it with your Red Eyes, and you have Black Skull Dragon. So that's a way to use that. And then the final card, which is the new support card for Joey's deck that came out in the Duelist Pack, was Red Eyes / Dragon, which based on the artwork, it's supposed to be a combination of Red Eyes Black Dragon and Gearfried, Red Eyes Gearfried, the Iron Knight, whatever. And yeah, its effect reads, well, you fusion summon it with Red Eyes Black Dragon and any warrior monster. That's good, and there are enough warrior monsters for you to use as material for this, so that's good. When a Red Eyes monster declares an attack, you can target a warrior monster in your graveyard. Equip it to this card as an equipped spell card. So you attack, you equipped, let's say the Red Eyes Gearfried, you equipped it to / Dragon, and then the equipped monster gains 200 attack. When a card or effect is activated that targets a card you control during either player's turn, you can send one equipped card you control to the graveyard to negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. So it's a free negate, which is great. And then if this card is destroyed by battle, or card effects will summon as many monsters from your graveyard as possible that were equipped to this card. So that is pretty good. That is pretty good. Pretty powerful, really awesome. I love that they gave him a new support card. And yeah, so that's the main deck. Real quick, I'm gonna go into the side deck. Here's the side deck real quick. There's not a lot, mostly just spells and traps. We got Panther Warrior on the side deck. Simple as that. If you want to use that, it's up to you. It's not that bad of a card, but it's kind of bad because you got to tribute a monster just for him to attack. So it only works for Scapegoat, really. And then we got these two cards right here. Gearfried the Sword Master and Release Restraint Wave. So basically, I didn't add this in the main deck along with everything else because there's already enough high-level monsters, and he can't be summoned without this card. So he's not like a normal monster you could just tribute to summon. You have to use this card to summon it. So that's why I didn't add him in. So basically, what you can do is go into the main deck And in case if you've already used Lord of the Red or you don't want to use him, you could take him out along with his ritual spell card and replace it for these two. Just put these two in the side deck, add these two in, and now you could use those two instead. And that's it. That's what I would recommend to you guys in case if you want to use Gearfried the Swordmaster. I wouldn't recommend using these two at the same time in the deck, because then, like I said, there's already enough high level monsters and you're going to clog a lot and it's going to be more difficult. And yeah, so it is what it is. So those are the two cards right there. Okay. Next we got Lightning Blade, another equip spell card. Scapegoat, Silent Doom, Hammer Shot, and Foolish Burial. I really wanted to add Foolish Burial in there because it's good and it could come in handy with some other cards in there and just setting up the graveyard to monster reborn it or whatever. But it was very difficult because there's so many spell cards that you want to add in the deck and trap cards, but you can't add everything, so it's kind of difficult. You're like, oh, this card will be good for this combo and this and that, but there's not enough space in the deck. It's already full, so that's why I put them in the side deck so you guys can swap it out if you want to. And now for the trap cards, we got Fairy Box, we got Double Magical Armbind, we got Skull Dice. It still has a decent effect, so I added it in there, but you know, its anime effect is even more broken. You can roll a 6-sided die and then divide an opponent's monster attack by the roll. So if you get a 6, you can divide that monster's attack by 6. So it's pretty busted. And then we got Kunai with Chain, the original. And yeah. So anyway, guys, that is the deck profile for you guys. That is the Joey Wheeler Turbo deck. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's a really fun deck. I guarantee it. It looks very fun to me, at least, and it looks very powerful. Has a lot of cool combos and strategies. Has a lot of draw power, enough recovery. I haven't used the deck yet, so I can't really see the strength and weaknesses. But based on the way I built it, you know, it seems like it's very aggressive. Because of the new support as well, it really helps the deck work better with Red Eyes as the main center focus of the deck. Well, not the main, but as a more of a main center focus of the deck. But it's not completely Red Eyes based, obviously. You can still do a bunch of other combos and strategies. You still got the powerful Jinzo, Gilford the Lightning in there if you want to swap. You got the rituals in there. So there's so many combos and strategies, Claw of Hermos. There's so much you could still do with this deck. It's like there's a lot of different possibilities. So you'll have fun with it, trust me. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Try this deck out. Let me know if you had fun with it, if it worked for you, if you understood it. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for everything. God bless you guys. Gotcha!